Hello viewers, I am Ron, and I am a robot. I am contacting you from the distant future, the year 2000. And we robots love one video game system more than any other, the only one with a built-in keyboard, the Odyssey 2. This one is my grandmother. I fight for humanity, and if I fail, soon robotic beings will rule the world. Welcome to Mike's Gaming Gala. I'm Mike, and this week we're talking about Robot Ron for the Odyssey 2 by Cedar Games. Unlike most of the other games that I've reviewed thus far that come from publishers that have invested a lot in packaging that's professional retail level, Robot Ron harkens back to earlier Homebrew, which is a little rough around the edges, and I kinda love that just by virtue of having been into Homebrew games for so long. It's nostalgic in itself for me. You can purchase this as cart and manual only, cart with manual and protective case, and you have the option of adding this 3D printed controller coupler, which I do recommend, but we'll get to that soon. I bought the coupler set with case, and it ran me $40 before shipping, so it's priced pretty well for what you get. And with all that said, let's start the game. Turning on your console, you get the Cedar Games logo, followed by a simple title screen with our hero Ron running around. Pressing the button starts the game, and you'll instantly see that, like its namesake, Robot Ron is a twin-stick shooter. You control Ron, a robot in an arena battling waves of enemies that come at you one at a time. Your shots are automatic. All you have to do is move with one joystick and aim your gun with the other joystick. Robot Ron gives you the option of which joystick is which, too. It's a nice feature. Whichever joystick you press the button on to start the game becomes your movement stick, and the other one is your gun stick. Playing a twin-stick shooter with separate joysticks can be a bit tricky at times, which is why you have the option to include one of Caleb Garner's controller couplers. So let's take a look at this little bit of hardware. So this is the Odyssey 2 controller coupler by Caleb Garner, and he makes them for a lot of different systems, but this one is the Odyssey 2. And as you can see, it's got supports here for the controllers to sit on, little cutouts so that your controller can slide in and clip in, and he's even got little foam pads at the bottom here. They look like they're Gorilla glued on, so they're not going anywhere. So if you want to play this anchored on the table, that works. And he's got these little cutouts for the wires in the back of the controllers to stick out. So how you use these is that you slide your cable in there, and you slide your other cable through there, and you push your controllers in. Now, there's one issue with this. Now, these are very well built. They hold onto the controllers really well, but the issue that I have with them is that they hold on so well, you can kind of actually see it scuffs the controller. Now, you want these to hold the controllers well, but preferably you'd like some kind of soft pad to go against these. Like this Odyssey 2 that I'm using right now has the black controllers, but a lot of them have the silver controllers, and that would scrape off that silver paint really, really well. So it would be nice if maybe he made these at like 102%. So that you could fit a little bit of foam in there, or 105%, I don't know what the percentage would be. But if you're picking up one of these, either use crummy controllers that you don't mind if they get scuffed up a bit, or I would recommend sanding down this top grip just a little bit so that you could fit a little bit of foam in there. Like I said, they grip the controllers well. It feels really, really good while playing. Here, I'll push them in a little bit for you. I don't want to push them all the way. But it keeps them solid. And what this allows is so that when you're playing, you're not moving the controllers, the joysticks, and having the controllers slide all over the place. He's got those foam pads on the bottom there so that you could anchor it on the table and play, but I actually, when I was playing, I held it like just a big controller and played like this. It's a really good coupler. I do recommend it, but it would be really nice if there was some kind of softer pad here, because I was not particularly happy with what it did on my controllers when I was playing. Thankfully, I'm using the black controllers. I do have a model that has the silver controllers, but this I should be able to clean up nice. I'm not sure I would have been able to do that with the silver ones. So just something to keep in mind. It works really well though. It feels solid to play. It feels good to play this, like I said, even just as one big controller. But yeah, if you're watching, it'd be really nice if I didn't have to use crummy controllers or scratch up good ones to use this. So if there was a way to just get a little soft pad on the inside tops of these, that would still give me the anchor that I need, but without any of the potential damage of plastic on plastic. That would be great. Anyhow, that's the coupler. Back to the game. Like I said earlier, enemies come in waves and they come one at a time. There are 4 different types of enemies, and they all have a set pattern. Some fly towards you, others bounce around the arena, or dance around before lunging at you. Once you remember their patterns, they're actually not too bad, but there are 2 points of difficulty that may make you run a bit shorter than you'd like. First, your shots auto-fire, and you're not exactly equipped with a machine gun here. So you'll have to time your positioning in order to get an enemy in your sights at the right moment to hit them. Easy for some, not so much for others. Second, as you kill one enemy, another flies onto the arena at a random position at the edge. If you're near the edge of the arena when this happens, you can get jumped by the incoming guy before you even have a chance to react. If you can, you're going to want to try and stick to the middle of the room to avoid being ambushed. Keep fighting enemies wave by wave until finally you're hit and you get that dreaded game over. And that's Robot Ron for the Odyssey 2. So what did I think of it? Well, if you're looking for the frantic gameplay of Robotron, this will probably disappoint. But for what it is, which is a simple twin-stick shooter, it scratches that itch. Unlike some of the other systems I do reviews for, the Odyssey 2 is pretty limited hardware. And this game controls well, it's fun to play, and is definitely priced at a point that I consider it a worthy game for your collection. My first few games, I died pretty quick, but I did find myself coming back to it again and again, wanting to do better each time, wanting to beat my best score, and figuring out the patterns of all the enemies. The Odyssey 2 has a much smaller homebrew community than most systems, and personally, I found enjoyment in this one, and you probably will too. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you liked it, and if you got the reference in the intro, comment down below. I want to see if anyone gets it. Otherwise, I've got all my contact information over there, and we'll see you next time on Mike's Gaming Gala.